Hi, I have another friend I want to introduce you to. This is Abigail, and she is a good layer. She lays about every day, and she's sweet and docile, and just a good chicken to have with you. So she's going to join us in the video today.
As we talk about learning to be a follower. If you want to be a leader, you have to learn how to follow. It will inform how you lead, and it lets you know what the followers are going through, which of course will make you a better leader.
Yes.
And we've got this great example to look at from Scripture of Elisha and Elijah. So Elisha was going to be the next big prophet after Elijah, but he started out as Elijah's servant. Not his second in command, not even as an apprentice. He started out washing things for Elijah. But all along, Elijah was probably the greatest prophet in scriptures that we know of. And he knew he needed somebody to follow after him to be the next leader of the prophets. So he worked with Elisha, and Elisha appreciated that time. He did his best wherever he was, and he was always learning from Elijah so that he would know what to do when it was his time. So when Elijah was being called up into heaven, he took his mantle, that great symbol, and placed it on Elisha and said, okay, now it's your time. You are the leader of the prophets. You are a prophet to all the people. So can you tell us about, in your life, that symbol of being a follower, taking your time and doing that well, and then having that mantle laid upon you?
It's a perfect example to be groomed as to be a leader. If you're in the ministry and you want to be a pastor, and you're going under leadership to be trained. If you're in the workplace and you want to move up to a certain level, supervisor, director, vice president, even president, you've got to go through this process where you're trained. I think it's so important to get under a mentor.
Yeah.
I even had someone ask me last weekend, like, how do I get a mentor?
Oh, great question.
You know, and so you look at people's lives.
Yeah.
You simply just ask them, can you be my mentor? Can you help me move myself forward? I want to learn from what you've gone through, your experiences. You could probably save me a lot of time and move me forward too.
You know, I did that once in my life. They were actually trying to kind of assign us mentors in our master's program, and I just didn't really connect. And I said, I've got to find my own mentor. So I went to a minister and said, I like the kind of ministry you have done.
Yes.
Would you mind meeting with me for coffee like once a month and spend an hour and just kind of let me ask you questions and talk about your work? And he was, of course, said, great, I would love to do that. And that was such a huge help for me as I was moving forward to have that mentor that I picked out.
And I mean, does it say actually how long he was mentored in the Bible?
Not exactly, but you get the impression that it's years, that he was with him, not just for a few days, for sure, because it so specifically says, you know, that he did these servant-like things for him. And then when he had the mantle on him, other people thought, oh, well, that's just Elijah's servant. It's like, nope, I've had the time with Elijah. I am a prophet now and the leader of the prophets, and I'm going to show it to you. And he was ready to do that because he'd had enough time with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I can learn from this because my dad passed away 12 years ago, and I had a wonderful experience with that. Of course, I'm sad he's gone, but in building the company, his mantle is passed down to his kids to help run the company. And I can remember seeing a bomber jacket. It had been tattered and worn, and it came down and landed on my shoulders.
Oh, wow, that's powerful.
It was like his jacket. You know, and I knew.
Was this like a vision?
Yes, it was like a vision. And it was like, okay, I'm going to push his legacy forward.
Yes.
And it was a very powerful, I'd been under him, trained, and now, since he's gone, it was my time and my brother's time to move it forward and to carry on the legacy that I had been taught.
And that's the thing about being a follower. You're learning so that you can carry on that legacy. That's such a powerful image. Not so that you can be exactly like the person. You're not Elisha wasn't a duplicate of Elijah. You're not a duplicate of your father.
Right.
You're your own person with your own talents and skills. But you've got that legacy of what he taught you and those important core values that you're going to continue on through your leadership.
And one thing is, you know, be mentors and let other people mentor you, right? I mean, be a mentor. Mentor someone. Find someone to mentor, just like Elijah and Elisha did. It's a powerful experience. And then to sum this up is go after your legacy. Find somebody, get under them, move yourself forward, be trained and be ready, where it will be your time just like it was Elisha's, right?
And then you'll pass on the mantle to someone else.
That's it.